Welcome. Who's ready for some more Dana 60 action? Alright guys, we're back on the Dana 60 again. I believe this is video number 7, but only video number 2 since we resumed progress. And in this one, we're just going to get a bunch of piddly little crap done because the big stuff is still a little bit undecided. How about we start with getting these Kingpins installed? Welcome back, everybody. So, we left off the last video waiting on parts, and parts are here. So what we got was our steering arms, and we got our Kingpin stuff. And it's actually the first thing I'm going to do is get these installed because I brought home the massive torque wrench from work, and I have to bring it back. I only get it for one day. These go to 600 foot-pounds plus Loctite. So yeah, that's why I got that. Steering arms. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. And no, none of this stuff's sponsored. I would love it if WFO sponsored me, but yeah. We got the kits, the bearing, the race, the seal, the dust cap. They even sent me these tools that you just use to remove the old Kingpins. You put them on there and weld them on there and then whack it with a hammer. So yeah, that would have been nice to have last week. So this is the Big Daddy torque wrench. It's a 3/4 inch unit. You have clockwise and counterclockwise. So if you're using it for on left-hand thread stuff, you have to set it up different. We're going on clockwise. This piece has our meter here. We'll go ahead and get her set to 600, which is where she maxes out. That is one bad mamma jamma right there. If you didn't watch the last video, these things have a 7/8 hex inside of them. I don't have an Allen wrench that big, but I did find this 7/8 lug nut that doesn't have like a acorn on the bottom that drops in there that we can then put a socket on and turn it, and hopefully it doesn't destroy it, because otherwise I'm gonna have to come up with a plan B. It's always funny when the lid gets stuck on the Loctite because it got Loctite on it. Anyway guys, happy Valentine's Day. I hope y'all are, you know, out in your garage working on your off-road rig instead of spending time with your missus, right? That's why I'm only out here for a minute. There we go. Call that the I don't ever want it to come out 5,000 right there. See if I can just hold this with my leg without it rotating, or maybe with this hand. Oh, dang! Oh boy, that doesn't feel good. My lug nut giving it up? No. I feel like I should be pushing hard enough for this to have clicked by now. Oh shit. Well, there goes my 3/4 to half adapter. Guess we're doing this another night. Shit. That one's got to be pretty close. This one I'm going to pull it back out because I don't want that Loctite to set up there and then give me like a false torque reading when I do get what I need. Since that stuff broke, I guess I'll show you what else I got in here. Steering arms I was talking about. This is actually the driver's side one, and it's going to point rearward. And tie rod is going behind the knuckle, which probably sounds weird to some people, but there's a reason for it. This is the passenger one. So my drag link goes here and my tie rod goes here. 5 bolts to hold it to the reed knuckle, and we're not going to be using the springs. It has an adjustable preload thing that you tighten through here, grease it up, yada yada yada. That also came with this. So we got studs. I'm not sure why they only sent me 8 when they know this is for a 5-bolt knuckle. I needed 10, so I'll probably just have to reuse 2 of my best ones out of there. Then we got gaskets. Those are the upper seals. Got grease zerks, and those big thick spacers go up underneath of there. And then these are the little adjustment dealy bobbers. And then here are Kingpin rebuild kits, which I have. Hold on. So the Kingpin rebuild kits come with the upper Kingpins, and then this kit, it's the dust cap, the seal, the bearing, the race, and those uppers. But for whatever reason, the lower Kingpins don't come with that, so I got these Spicer ones separate. I probably could have reused the old ones, but honestly, it's like, do you get out of the shower and put one clean sock on and leave a dirty sock on? Because I sure as hell don't. There's a number if you are interested. 070 SC128. Yukon actually has these two for a pretty similar price, but these ones shipped faster, so that's why I went with them. Instead of getting the plastic bushings that normally would come with this, which that's what they look like. They go on the upper Kingpin. These ones were kind of roached and they're warped. I don't know if you can tell. Those don't play as nice with these adjustable preload arms from everything I've gathered. They tend to wear out and distort and stuff. So I got these from Reed Racing. These are quite pricey. They are bronze. You are getting sleepy. Very sleepy. So yeah, these things are pretty cool. Come with little baby roll pins to keep them held in place. So we're putting her together with the good stuff. So this is my passenger knuckle. And these actually come with 6 holes. So depending on which way you run them, you can utilize this 5th hole. So that's just gonna go right there. I'm actually curious what the measurement is from here to here, so I know what I gotta do for a pitman arm. That's gotta be at least like 12 or 15 pounds. Decided to look through my socket bin to see if I had any 3/4 drive stuff, and what do you know? Except for the problem is, it's 15/16 and it's a 12 point, and it's way too loose on there, so there's just no way it's gonna hold up to that torque, so I'll have to come up with another plan another night. But I figure since we're out here, I could go ahead and drive the races into the lower Kingpins. So I've been just looking through my race drivers, trying to find one that works. I got looking down into these. This one looks pretty good, got her nice and cleaned out. This one got some damage in there, and that's actually sticking up, which means it's not gonna seat all the way, so I'm gonna have to get in there and try to file that down. I was gonna go ahead and knock our races in, but I don't have the right one. I need something in between these two, because this one doesn't sit in there far enough, and this one bottoms out beyond bottoming out to where this shoulder falls down into the race surface. It's supposed to set perfectly on that ledge. So either one of those I use has a chance of marring this up. Now I could flip it around backwards, because that's how I use these to install seals. I just throw them backwards. I could try to just drive it in like that with this one, but I'm gonna check and see if my set at work has the right size. So clearly this night just isn't going the way I want. So I'm done. See y'all tomorrow. All right, we're back the next day. It's round 2. So we're gonna try this again. It's a fresh Loctite on here. $600 foot-pounds. Hopefully it doesn't twist off our lug nut. Oh. Let's see if we can get her to click twice. Alrighty then. I don't know if I trust this because I left it had Loctite in it already. Let's just see how far off we were. Yeah, that didn't move. I'm gonna break this free and put new Loctite on it. Yeah, about that. There she goes. Look at what that Loctite has done. It ain't even hardly spinning. Holy cow. And that just shows you how good Loctite actually works once it dries. Tell you what, this thing is a freaking handful. Alrighty, there you have it. So I'm going for the bearing race now. This is the little cap that goes down in there. And I don't remember if I mentioned last night, but my race install tools, I don't have the right one. and the set at work is the exact same way. So I think I'm just gonna flip one around backwards and use the side I would use on a seal and drive it in. It shouldn't be that hard of a hit. I just don't want to risk gouging up the surface where the bearing rides. Oh, I about lost them all. Let's see how this goes. That little cap's gonna rattle around until we get her seated. It's going in too far on that side and not enough over here. Holy moly. Guess I should have did the old freezer trick. This is a don't try this at home situation. Ow! Yeah, that ain't doing fuck all. Damn, I just dropped it in there and it got stuck almost. Son of a biscuit. There she goes. Uh-oh. Guessing I gotta seat it all the way down until that doesn't rattle no more. This is getting a little tight in there though. Go. I kind of got the other one stuck and it got crooked, and I've been trying to hit the high side and it ain't budging, so I gotta fight. Unfortunately, I don't see a good way to extract it without wrecking it. Came up. We're actually half-ass even right now. Still a little loose. Let's finish her off. One slight little bend in it right there from where when I was crooked I had to try to straighten it out from underneath, but I think I can get that pushed back out real quick. That's one more thing off the list. One of the things I can do right now is get the spring perch welded back on the passenger side. This is the one that I cut off of there and I cleaned it up. Well, not really, but I cut it off. And I could use it. It's a little short. The hole's actually bigger than I need it to be. Whatever. I had this other one kicking around because when I bought the one for the Dana 44, it came in a 2-pack. So I've modified this one because normally it's about this tall. And if I just set that on there, then it would be much higher than the driver's side one. So I chopped it down, beveled it so it's like ready to weld. So I do believe we're going to use this one. This one has a 5/8 hole. This one has a 3/4 hole, and I think my spring pins are 9/16. I would like to upgrade them to the bigger ones, but for now we're not going to worry about that. Let me show you what I got laid out. Alright, so this is the driver's side. As you guys know, this axle came with 31.5 inches between the center pins. The Jeep YJ is 30.5 inches. I got to move this over 1/2 inch. So I've plotted out center, and I'm going to weld this, and I'm going to re-drill it over 1/2 inch. But I actually don't want to do that yet, but we can work on the passenger side. So back when I originally cut this off, oh boy, I made a couple little marks with my grinder. I'll just fill it in so y'all can see it. That was center line on the old perch. So this line right here represents center line on the new perch. So really all I got to do is set the new one on there, and then I'm gonna match the angle of the other one with the angle finder, and we can get it at least tacked on there. Looks close enough to me. So now I'm gonna sit this on here. It's just in relation to this, so that's zeroed. Close enough. Alright, so we are dead nuts on the money right now. Let's get some tacks on here. Oh, that was like the world's worst tack weld. Jesus. Alright, it didn't move. They're both at 0.1. Well, I'm only human. Somehow I boogered that up. The angle was right. I had the mark lined up, but somehow or another this thing shifted like that. So my cutouts aren't exactly perfect, and I didn't pay attention to that, and after I tacked it I looked and it was like sitting on there crooked. So take two. That ain't going nowhere. Much better this time. I'm just gonna go ahead and weld the damn thing. I swear sometimes half the battle is just finding a place you can get comfortable. If you can get yourself comfortable, you'll lay a way better weld than if you just say F it and pull the trigger. Well, that wasn't my best work. I feel like it'll hold. Try to get weld up on the insides. I wish it was just a little bit wider, a little bit chunkier of a weld. The side was a little tough with the truss in the way. I kind of had to hit a weird angle, and that's about how far I could get up onto the insides. I don't know, I think it'll hold, but I'm only giving myself a 7 out of 10, and that's like a 7 out of 10 for me, not like a professional, you know. So my 10's probably like a professional 7, but I guess that means this is a 3. Well, let's see how this, I've moved it around a bunch, but up arrow 4.8. So now maybe I can start to envision what I'm gonna do with this. I definitely had to leave that much room because I got U-bolts, and I also got the U-bolt plate. And if I was to use the one that's on here, if I reuse it, it is, I don't know, 5 inches or so. So if we center that on 2.5 on center, you can see that already is actually a little bit beyond this. So honestly, I'll probably just send those with that axle and make some thicker ones. Those are 1/4 inch. I noticed that they flexed when I tightened the U-bolts really tight, so I'll probably make some out of 3/8 if I can find it. Let's see if I can get the little old wire wheel to clean this hole out. I'm not gonna heat this super hot, I'm just gonna get it warm. You know, that hole's so freaking deep, so I went ahead and dropped that slug back in there, that broken spring pin, just to take up some of the space. You know what kind of bothers me on this thing? There's all these plug welds all the way around this, and they did like the worst job welding them. There's like hardly any welding, and it makes me want to just do them all. But at some point, how much heat do I really want to put into this thing? Now we got our old mark, and I know exactly where this one was because it's still got the mark up there. And there's already kind of a dimple there from cutting off the old bracketry, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. This is what I was talking about on these existing plug welds, how they're basically hollow. That one's hollow, that one's hollow. The ones on this side are a little better. You can at least see they got something in them. You think I should box this in to just make it stronger and kind of seal it in? The thing is, I feel like moisture could still get in through this hole when I do water crossings and stuff, and then get trapped in there. Now I could drill some little holes at the bottom so stuff can get out. Maybe paint it with steel it on the inside first and just box these in. I don't know, what do you think? See that mark right there in the dimples where we're gonna be drilling. Man, I was so tired last night, I went to bed and left the freaking garage door open. But anyway, we're gonna drill this hole, and we got a bit of a problem. This line right here was where a bracket got cut off, and that's also the line I need to drill on. And I've been drilling on this for like 10 minutes, and it ain't going nowhere. But if I just moved it right there, it digs right in. Normally cast iron is really easy to drill. This must have gotten hardened, probably either from heating it up or from cutting. I don't really know what to do about it. I was thinking about grabbing a carbide burr and just trying to dig through that top layer of crunchy from the plasma cutter, and then maybe the drill will work. I don't know, we'll find out. Carbide burrs have come in clutch a few times. Let's see if digging this top layer off will do anything. Alright, that seemed to work, and you see I remarked it. I hit it with a punch and it dug right in, so I think we're back down to some softer metal. There we go. It's a little unhappy about it, but I think it's gonna work. Alright, I drilled it out to 9/16 so far. Now you're gonna see I kind of missed my mark, man. It walked on me a little bit, and I tried to like take the carbide and like drill this side out and get it to walk this way. So that's why we're gonna stop right here. I mean, it's not terribly off center. You can see the line. It's just forward a little bit, which kind of sucks. I don't remember exactly which size center pin I have. I think I have the little 3/8 bolt style ones, which have a 9/16 head, so that would be the perfect size for it to drop in there and not move. I wouldn't mind upgrading to like the 3/4 ones, or at least like 5/8 to match this hole. But I think whatever I do, I'm gonna have to tune the rest of this with the carbide burr and just get the hole to go back more this way, because I don't want my axle sitting crooked in the Jeep when it gets there. So for now, that's as far as we're going on that. So I'm not going to get a ton more done in this video, but I am starting to plan how I'm going to get going on this truss and how I'm going to make this second piece continue over to here. And I actually got something really cool to use for this. I got this for Christmas like last year, and I kind of forgot about it. It's one of those contour gauges. It's pretty nifty though. If I just hold this in line with where I want that, there's a big drop off here, so this I'm going to just have to do by hand, but I can get this entire contour to just completely map out by this thing, and then I can lock it into place, and then I get a pretty good thing to draw a template off of to start on this piece. I'm just going to have a little bit to do on this side by hand and a whole bunch over here, because over here things just get kind of weird with this web, and then it tucks back under, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna just drop down here and just skip straight across to this and leave that open, or if I want to. It'd be really hard to wrap a piece in and around that and around all that. Nevertheless, that's what we're gonna be doing. It's just not gonna be in this video, but I gotta start. I'm really trying to get back to making videos every week for you guys instead of like struggling to get one out every 2 weeks. The side effect of that is sometimes they're going to be smaller like this one. We're just going to be piddling away at little stuff, but progress is progress. As far as the Kingpin rebuild, I feel like I should just shove this thing under the Jeep before I put all that extra weight on there and hang the knuckles and axle shit. Like, why make the thing heavy and then have to muscle it into place? But I do need to do the gears while it's still out. So that means I need to get the truss done, get the welding done, then I can do the gears, then it can go under the Jeep and get the rest done. Thanks for stopping in, and maybe the next one we'll start messing with this truss a little bit. Anyway, see you next time.